Cudi fans come in a lot of different forms, from your ragers to your loners to your stoners to just a down and out. But one group that isn't often addressed are the lovers. And Kid Cudi's definitely for the lovers. Let's talk about it. I thought it was only right for our first episode to talk about one of my favorite artists, someone that I hold in such high regard, in Kid Cudi. I've been rocking with Cudi since the Man on the Moon days, shoot, even before that. Going back to the mixtape days. I thought it was only right with the release of Entergalactic and the soundtrack to talk about him as a love artist. The timing was perfect. The movie Entergalactic follows Cudi's character Jabari, a young man who just gets to New York City and he's a graffiti artist, and he soon becomes a pop-in comic book artist. It starts out with his ex-girlfriend, Carmen, who finds out that he's now popping and he has some clout and kind of wants to rekindle things. Throughout the movie, he finds a new love interest in Melody, who happens to be his next-door neighbor. The movie plays out like a love odyssey in normal Cudi fashion, very dreamy, very psychedelic, a lot of weed smoking, of course, and a Cudi piece, so there's that. What I love about it is we get to see the passion that Cudi puts in his music in the film. Such a unique art style in this film. I don't know what to call it. Probably should look it up. It's a unique, not just an animation, but the color palette, the style of drawing is so unique, and I actually wouldn't expect anything less than from Cudi. The soundtrack that accompanies the movie, it plays out so well, and it's perfectly matched for the film. Listen to the album solo, it might be in my top 3 Cudi albums, and that's saying a lot because I really, really love Cudi. It's a return to form for the Cutter. I didn't care for Man on the Moon 3. I thought it was too much like Travis Scott sounding like, I don't know, auto-tune trappy. It just wasn't my vibe. This really plays out like a classic Cudi album. You get a little bit of everything from the party tracks like Do What I Want or Can't Believe It, to love songs like Maybe So or Angel. And we even get hints of real old school Cudi from that kid from Cleveland type vibe from Living My Truth. That was a surprise because he had that cadence and that flow like he would have on his early mixtape days. I really dig that track. It brought me back. We get great features from Don Toliver, surprise from 2 Chainz, Cudi's former Good Music label mate. And we even get a follow-up from Ty Dolla $igns. If you remember, Ty Dolla $igns was on Kid See Ghost. I always thought Ty Dolla $igns and Kid Cudi paired well together, even before the Kid See Ghost collab. They just have a similar vibe, and I think that lends itself well to the music that they create, and it came through on this joint. They both have 2 tracks together, the first being my favorite, Willing to Trust. It's a beautiful song. They knocked it out of the park. Overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Really unique art style, great acting or voice acting from everybody in it. Ty Dolla $igns is in it, Jaden Smith, Timothy Chalamet. Cudi called in all his favors from his friends, and they really came through. Kenya Barris, the director of Blackish, also directs this. It's really a great film. I think everybody should check it out. The album though, man, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It really sets a mood. I really think Cudi hit it out of the park with this album. It's a return to form, in my opinion. I thought it was, it's one of those special Cudi albums. And it saddens me to hear that Cudi's thinking about hanging it up, although he does have a great body of work to go upon at this point. So I feel like as a Cudi fan, you really don't feel like, dang man, like he left the game too early. No, Cudi left us with quite a bit of material to go off of. So if he wants to get into other creative endeavors, like, I don't know, like creating more feature films, obviously he's been acting for a while. He could be on his Childish Gambino, doing more TV. I don't know whether I can see Cudi as a stand-up comic though, but Yeah, I mean, Atlanta's one of my favorite shows. So like, if Cudi's on that type of vibe and like making that pivot in his career, I think that would be dope. Cudi affirmed something that I've long held as a belief, that he excels as a love artist. Let me take you back. So we're gonna go back to A Kid Named Cudi, Pillow Talk and Whenever, two of his best love songs, hands down. Also, the transition from Pillow Talk to Whenever, woo! Man, one of the greatest transitions, in my opinion. That's on one of his first mixtapes. Then we have Intergalactic on Man on the Moon, Balmain Jeans on Satellite Flight, and then Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying, which is, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated albums of Cudi. Dance for Eternity. Come on, man. Like, Cudi is a love artist, and he does it well. It gets overshadowed by his melodies and hums, which shouldn't be. I mean, come on, it's Cudi. You're gonna get the hums, you're gonna get the melodies. That's what he is. Floats you off into heaven. I think what makes Cudi such a great love artist is his vulnerability and candidness, the same stuff that fills his other songs where he's talking about struggles of life and depression. Just like those other topics, love is a passionate emotion. The same as sorrow, the same as despair. It's filled with emotional weight. And Cudi translates that so well in the love tracks. Next time when you set in the mood on a Friday night, instead of throwing in some Ty Dolla Signs or Lucky Day, throw in some Cudi. Set a slightly different vibe, something more psychedelic, something to take that special one on a love odyssey instead of your traditional R&B fling. If anything, definitely check out Intergalactic. I really enjoyed the movie, and I really loved the album. I don't think any Cudi fan will be disappointed, or shoot, just any fan in general. Cudi really hit it out of the park with this one. Check out both the movie and album. Until next time, this is D-Russ signing out.